Koh Lanta. We have arrived. It's such a beautiful island. The vibe is completely different from the other places that we visited in Thailand. It's a lot more relaxed, a lot more chill. As soon as we got to Long Beach, we checked in. So the minivan that we took us from our accommodation in Ayunang, Krabi, to Long Beach, Koh Lanta, and it took about 2.5 hours. So as soon as we got here, we were so starving. We went for lunch at the restaurant that's just next to the resort, which was beautiful. It's on the beach, so your toes are in the sand while you're eating. So amazing. And then immediately after that, we had a massage, and the massage was also on the beach, so it was just incredible. So listen to the waves while we were getting a massage. It was so beautiful and relaxing, just what we needed. And then we just took a walk along the beach. We went up towards some of the shops that are nearby on the street that's opposite the beach. After we had a little explore of Long Beach and the shops nearby, we got changed, went to the beach, had a swim. The water was beautiful as always, every day, every place in Thailand. So we've just come back to relax a little bit more. We're gonna go get some dinner a little bit later on. It's just been such a perfect day relaxing. We've really needed it. Tomorrow we have another big day. We also have to book our tour, our 4 islands tour, which we can do at the reception. I think a lot of places, like at the reception, you can book a lot of different things there, even like transfers between islands, which is really handy. It just makes it so easy. So yeah, we're having a good time. We're enjoying Koh Lanta so far. We're excited for what's to come. Incredible day. So this morning we were picked up around 8:30 a.m. and we were transferred to Old Town Koh Lanta, where we took a long-tail boat tour around 4 different islands. The first 2 islands we went snorkeling, and then we went to another island called Koh Ngai, where we just went swimming and relaxed, sort of had a bit of a rest and a lunch. And then we went to Koh Muk, where we went to Emerald Cave, which was absolutely mind-blowing. Another mind-blowing sight. So you swim 80 meters through a cave and then you get to Emerald Cave, and it's incredible. It's so fluorescent. When you swim into it, it's like a completely secluded beach, and you're faced with like nothing but cliff face and like tropical plants. It felt like it was out of a movie. It was so incredible. It was a super long day, and towards the end I think we were feeling a bit sort of tired from the sun and so much active swimming, but it was incredible. We got back around maybe 6:30. We had a couple of delays because another boat had broken down, the motor had broken down, and so we had to tow like 2 other boats, which obviously slowed down the process of getting back to the main island, Koh Lanta. But nonetheless, it was such an awesome day. Like, I'm so glad that we came to Koh Lanta and got to experience those 4 islands. just amazing. It was a very, very good day. We are staying at Phi Phi Bay View Resort located on Laem Hin Beach. It's such a beautiful area. As soon as we docked and got off the boat, I fell in love. It's such a beautiful area. So where we're staying, we're about a 10-minute walk from the main town, which is Tonsai Village. And it's such a nice town. I absolutely love it. It's a no vehicle island, so all the streets are just tiny little alleyways and little pathways for pedestrians, and I just love that vibe. It's such a cozy feeling, and there are so many restaurants really close to us. We had a really nice last morning at our accommodation in Koh Lanta, Long Beach Chalet. We just relaxed on the beach. We had a big breakfast, relaxed in a cabana. It was so lovely. I think it was really necessary because it was so exhausting, our day on the boat. I think we're on the boat for around 10 hours, so it was a really big day, going around the 4 islands near Koh Lanta. So that was really nice. And then our boat to Koh Phi Phi, we took a speed boat, and it only takes 30 minutes, and then we could just get here, walk to our accommodation, check in. We were so lucky as well when we checked in. They upgraded our room to a sea view room, so we feel so grateful. We're so happy. We have so many exciting plans coming up for our days in Koh Phi Phi. We only have 2 full days here, and then our last day we have to travel from Koh Phi Phi to Phuket, and that same day we're traveling back home to Melbourne. So we have a lot coming up. We feel really grateful for everything that we've experienced so far, and are yet to experience in Koh Phi Phi Don. I think that we've had the entire trip. We took a private boat tour that took us to a few different places. So it picked us up from Laem Hin Beach, just out front of our resort that we're staying at, and it took us to Viking Cave, which was incredible. There's a really interesting history behind it. It's believed that a lot of people would stop there during storms, so there's a lot of carvings in the cave, so that was really interesting to see, and a lot of like ladders and things like that. And then next we continued on to Pileh Bay. Pileh Bay was incredible. It was so amazing. You come into the bay and it's just filled with these mountains around you. The water is like electric. It's so bright and fluorescent. And we were able to have a swim, which was just incredible. The water was so nice. Like, it was just amazing, amazing, amazing. And then we sort of backed up and came towards the entrance again of Pileh Bay, and we were able to do some snorkeling, which was just unreal. So after Pileh Bay, we continued to Loh Samah Bay, and at Loh Samah Bay we were dropped off and we were able to walk to Maya Bay. So Maya Bay is part of a national park here in Thailand. So every national park that we've been to, we have to pay 400 baht per person to enter. It was about a 5-minute walk to Maya Bay. Maya Bay is so beautiful. I can see why it is so world famous. It's such an incredible place. The water, the view, like, it was very, very beautiful. So at Maya Bay you aren't allowed to swim, and you cannot use any sunscreens that are going to be dangerous to the environment. There's quite a few other rules as well, but Maya Bay was closed for a few years, and this was because a lot of the environment was destroyed. So it was closed to ecologically recover the environment. So because of that, there are a lot of rules, but definitely it's something that is so important to think about. You know, when traveling, it's so important to think sustainably and think about, you know, the sunscreens that we're wearing, if they are dangerous to our environments, you know, bug sprays and things like that. So there's so much that we really should think about when we're traveling, because if we want to see a beautiful world, we have to keep it a beautiful world. So after Maya Bay, we were picked up again at Loh Samah Bay, and our private boat tour guide was just amazing. He said, oh, just wave me down and I'll come over. It was such an easy process, and he was really, really nice. We really enjoyed our tour with him. He was so informative and really, really lovely. He made it so fun and took a lot of photos for us, and also gave us advice on where and how we should pose for the best photos. He was so funny. the best. And then we headed to the back of Maya Bay, where we were able to do some more swimming and some more snorkeling. And again, it was so beautiful. We saw so many incredible fish. It's just so clear and beautiful. And then after that, we eventually started to make our way back to the main island, Koh Phi Phi Don. So Maya Bay, Pileh Bay, they are all part of Koh Phi Phi Leh. And we came back, got some beautiful lunch. We were so hungry. It was such a beautiful day. It was just incredible. I just feel so, so grateful again. Every single day, I just feel more and more grateful for the experiences that we're having. So incredible day, so much fun. Absolutely loved it. here in Thailand in Koh Phi Phi. It was so beautiful. It was the only day that we've had a chance to fully enjoy the atmosphere and just take our time with everything that we do. So it was so nice to get that experience, especially being our last full day here. So we just went out for breakfast, we went out for lunch, and we really took our time eating and just really getting to enjoy talking with the restaurant staff and people that we passed by in the streets. It was just such a nice day. Absolutely loved it. It was a really rainy day yesterday. The sun came out a little bit later in the day, but it was actually nice to just enjoy whatever happened. We've been so lucky with the weather. Every day that it was scheduled to rain, it either wouldn't rain or it would rain when we had already come back home. So we've just been so lucky. And then we just enjoyed time in the pool. There's a swim up bar there. It was just beautiful. It's such a nice environment. As I mentioned, Phi Phi Bayview Resort is located further towards the end of Tonsai Bay. So it just feels so secluded. There are trees everywhere. It's just beautiful. Even though we're so close to the main town, so close to so many restaurants and cafes. So I'm really glad that we booked this resort. Such a good day to just soak up the environment and really enjoy it and just not have to rush. It was beautiful. It's been a very long last 24 hours, a little bit over that. So we checked out of our resort at about 8:30 in the morning on the 20th of March so that we could get to our speedboat to go to Phuket. From Koh Phi Phi to Phuket, it takes an hour by speedboat. I believe by ferry it takes 2 hours. We set sail at 9:30 and we got to Phuket at 10:30, and then we took a taxi from Rusted Pier in Phuket to Kamala Beach because we had a booking in Kamala Beach to get our rat tests done before flying home. We had to get those done within 24 hours. And thankfully both Ryan and I were negative. We'd been really careful. We were wearing masks as much as we needed to and constantly hand sanitizing. Since we were so close to Kamala Beach, we decided to make the most of it and enjoy the day by the beach. A lot of people walking around selling different items, different food, different like souvenirs even. There was a beautiful lady who came up and she was selling watermelon and some other fruit. She was so lovely. We really connected. We had a little chat and she was such a beautiful lady. Like she just like put her hand on my leg and like we really connected for a moment. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just such a nice moment. Then the weather turned drastically. It started raining a lot and pretty hard, which was really unexpected. We decided to get Grab and go to another part of Phuket where we could sort of enjoy some undercover area. And the Grab driver that we had was such an amazing person. He was so lovely. We were just chatting the entire drive. He was so nice. He told us a really heartbreaking and terrifying story about his experience in the Indian Ocean tsunami. And he was explaining a little bit about, his backstory and how that affected his life. So he dropped us off. We went and explored some shops. We got a nice lunch. And then after that, we then continued on to the airport. I just felt so welcomed the entire time that we were there. Everyone that we crossed paths with was so beautiful and friendly. We had a beautiful Grab driver the first day that we were in Phuket, who drove us to the Big Buddha, Phuket, and to Kasha Beach, and he was just so friendly. Like the entire time that we were in the car, he was pointing out things along the way, telling us about them. it was so lovely. He also offered to wait for us at Buddha Phuket. So he waited until we were finished and then took us to Koh Beach, which was just so nice. Like, it was just so nice. And as we were going to Koh Beach, there's like this beautiful spot with a beautiful view, and he said, come on, get out, like I'll take a photo of you both. He was just so nice. Our tour guide in Krabi, as I mentioned as well, was so beautiful. She just made it so fun. Like, we're just chatting and joking and laughing, and she was just amazing. When we were doing the 4-island tour from Koh Lanta as well, all of the boat drivers and guides were so friendly as well, and just made the trip so fun, so knowledgeable, you know, joking around. While we were in Koh Phi Phi as well, there was a beautiful girl who every time we would leave our resort or come back and we would pass her, she was so friendly. Every time we would pass her, she would ask us how our day was going, and we would ask her how her day was going. So it was so nice to see her face every time we passed by. And also our private long-tail boat driver and guide, I guess, as well, in Koh Phi Phi, we would pass him a couple of times each day as well. He was really nice to be around. He told us a little bit about his life, and it just made the day so much nicer, like getting to speak with him, and yeah, it sort of add that element to the day. So that was really fun. And like, as we got off the boat, he like shook our hands, and oh, it was just so nice. Even when we were leaving Koh Phi Phi and we had all our bags walking to the pier, people that we'd eaten at their restaurants, people in the street that we'd seen, everyone was saying goodbye. It was just so sad to leave. Everyone that we stayed with, like all of our hotels and villas, the resort, everyone was just so friendly. Everyone wanted to chat, and you know, we would talk about our days. I'll remember all of their kindness forever. So grateful for everything that we experienced and everyone that we met. I'm so glad that we got to go. Memories to last me a lifetime.